Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, welcome to What the Cup Radio. I'm your host, C.T. Jags, alongside of me, the beautiful Miss Chrissy.
Hey, everybody.
And tonight, wow, we've got a great show, but prior to starting our show, I do want to apologize to Zabe.
Yep.
He was scheduled to come on tonight. There was a mix-up. We didn't think we had the correct information. I guess he sent the correct information. We didn't get it or didn't see it, and we do apologize, and we will have him on.
We really do. We're very sorry.
At a later date. We do apologize for all the Christians out there that may actually be listening to our show. We do apologize.
We do the misunderstanding. We are very sorry.
Now, with that being said, welcome to
xcensored. He can't speak today. I guess he's having my kind of a day.
Exactly. It's a show on world topics with a twist. It's the show that's a little crazy out there, and we discuss real things, and it's different from our other original shows. And hopefully we'll have people join us or listening in and whatnot, and we do apologize once again for the mix-up last night. We do realize that there were some people listening, but with the bad storms out this way and everything.
Yeah, we were having a little technical difficulty.
We were having some technical difficulties and whatnot, and we do apologize.
Yes, we do.
The storm cut out our power for a brief second. And then the way this works, it's not like we could have just got back on in 2 minutes.
No, we had to wait for our electricity to kick back in, and then once that kicks on, you have to wait for your, you have to wait for your cable to power up. I should say, or not your cable, your internet. Sorry.
Yeah, well.
To power back up, and then you can get on. You know.
Yeah, well, the cable's part of the internet. So
yeah, but
correct.
Still, it takes a few minutes, but we do apologize.
So, I guess we're going to start this show with, we're sorry to people. This is not the way we run things. Unfortunately, we didn't get the memos or things happen. That's life. We hope to have Zabe soon on our show.
Zabe, we're really looking forward to having you on, and we really do deeply apologize.
We certainly do. And it's no conspiracy or anything towards anybody. It just happens that way sometimes. We have an announcement. Look out for us to break wind, so to speak. I'm not going to give any more information. In August, we have a heck of a new thing going on.
Very exciting.
We're very excited, and we'll also be where we normally are as well.
Yes, definitely.
We're not going to give any more information right now.
No, let's just go on with the show.
All right. We're waiting on Princess Mandy. Princess Mandy, where are you? Eartha Princess Mandy? Can I wave?
Princess Mandy, we're waving to you.
We're waving. Still no Princess Mandy. Well, she'll be joining us at some point in the show. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about, we're going to get right into it. We're going to go to why are Southerners moving north and lies that they're told. This is the thing that I don't understand, okay? The South is cheaper.
There's no taxes. They don't have the taxes we have here.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have the wheel tax.
I was just going to say that, yep.
They don't have, a lot of the states don't have the state tax. They don't have all these things, and there's assumptions or myths saying, well, you come up north, you're going to make a lot more money. What people don't realize is making...
You can also pay a lot more out of your pocket because you're paying more taxes here.
Exactly. You're paying more taxes. For an example, if you have a $900 check, it turns into a little less than $7 or less.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, not only that, but when you pay, like, let's say, like you go to make a lot of money, and they say, oh, well, you're going to make $20 an hour. You really don't make $20 an hour because you make a lot less.
Plus, you got to add in the cost of food is higher here.
Yep, a lot higher.
The cost of gas is higher here.
Yep.
The housing is ridiculous.
It is really ridiculous.
You know, to get something decent, you're paying at least, in the majority of the state, $800 minimum. And that's if you can
minimum, yeah.
If you can find something
$800-900
for like a studio.
Maximum might be 12. You can pay it from up to $1,200 to $2,400.
Yeah.
Sometimes even more than that for a rent.
It's absolutely ridiculous the way they gouge you and everything. And I mean, anybody out here, you know, they're like, okay, yeah, well, we're used to it and whatnot, but I'm telling you, I lived down south before. I know that it's a lot cheaper. I made the money out in Tennessee that I make out here. And that's the ridiculous part in the whole thing. I made the same amount of money, you know, there, except for it went farther there. The only thing I didn't like about living down south is everything's so freaking spread apart that you spend more gas. But I mean, it comes with the territory and everything. And why people would want to run into the snow, I'll never know. I will never know why people want
I'm trying to get away from it.
Come into the cold weather.
I want to run away from it as quick as I can.
Yeah, you know that's not going to happen anytime soon. But we'll see what goes on. We'll see what goes on in the future, or maybe it will happen sometime soon. But for now, we're, you know, out in the cold weather, and it's just clusterfucking me. Yes, I made up my own word again. I'm good at making my own words.
It's not your own word. It's been out there for a while.
Hey, I'm using it as my own word tonight.
Well, it's not one of your words. It's a word that's been out there.
Okay, well, clusterfudging. How about that?
There you go.
And yeah, I this just astounds me why people.
It's like the word fudging nutter and fuck nut. You know what I'm saying? Those are all words that have been out there.
But that's not what astounds me. What astounds me is why people would want to move out here. I'm not saying it's bad out here. I'm saying it's
why would you want to go from down south to go up?
It's got
to pay more taxes.
Yeah, but it's got its advantages too. I mean,
really, I don't see it.
Other than the traffic jams and everything, you know, things are closer. And if you do land a high-paying job making $40, $50 an hour, I guess it's worth coming out this way. Which I'm not going to dog anyone who's been out this way, but if you've never been down south, you don't understand the difference.
However, down south also, and it is a lot cheaper.
However, if you can't find a job down south, maybe that's why they're coming out here. They just can't find work.
Oh, maybe.
So maybe that's the whole case. So moving on here. Still waiting on Princess Mandy. Still Princess Mandy has not shown. Okay. And
I was reading the tabloids this afternoon in the grocery store.
You were reading the tabloids in the grocery store, okay.
And there was an article in there about Bruce and Kris Jenner, and they were saying that their family supposedly is going bankrupt. Now, I don't know if it's even true or not, but because of the fact that I guess even though Kris and Bruce Jenner are supposedly worth a whole lot of money, unfortunately they say that Kris and her daughter spend more money than they actually all make. So, you know, do you really think it's true? Do you really think they're going bankrupt?
You know, I doubt it.
Or do you think it's just a tabloid ploy to make them some more money?
I doubt it. You know, when rich people go bankrupt, they're not bankrupt because you know they're hiding money somewhere.
And let me tell you something. Kris Jenner, I don't care how much of a bitch people think she is, she's not stupid. That woman is very smart. I've seen her on the show, and I've actually seen her be pretty good with money, pretty savvy at times. And I've seen Bruce be pretty savvy with money. I guarantee you Bruce has got money hidden somewhere. And what do you think of this thing about Bruce and Kris Jenner getting divorced? I mean, do you think it's really going to happen, or do you think that's a bunch of bull?
Well, I mean, how are they going to get divorced? Take the money, they get divorced, then they're bankrupt.
Well, maybe the divorce part came before the bankruptcy.
Well, then who gets the money? If
there is none.
If you have no money to split up, I mean, how are you going to get divorce? Costs money.
I have no idea. I don't know what they've worked out or how they have things done. It could be something that's already been paid for. It could be a bullshit story also by the tabloids to mess with them, because somebody's always got something to say about Bruce, his wife, one of the girls. Come on, leave them people alone. Really?
Yeah, that's...
You always got to be cutting on one of them. Leave the girls alone. They don't bother nobody. The family seems like a pretty decent family, so they're messed up a little. Aren't we all a little messed up in our family?
Yeah, well, I agree we are. I agree we are. I agree that...
Everybody's got that drunk, that nutcase, that crazy cousin, aunt, uncle, whoever, that is a little off, you know? We all have them.
And a person that talks loud into the microphone.
Sorry. You know what I'm saying? We all have that one family member that's just a little off, a little different from everybody else. I mean, who cares? So what?
It's a little crazy. You know, but the whole thing is, I don't ever believe rich people are broke. I mean, there's a reason why they're rich. And, yeah, their accounts may be frozen, and that may be considered broke. So they may not have the money they originally had, but they're not broke such as you and me.
No, because you know why? They've got money hidden in their mattresses or in their homes, in their security. You know, they got security. Oh, boy. That's not what I meant to say. They have places where they have them hidden. I mean, I guarantee they have safes somewhere hidden in their houses. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, so where they gave their money for their cousins to hold on to, or
a family member or somebody.
Or, you know, a friend of theirs.
They could have went to somebody
somewhere else.
They could have went to one of Bruce's kids and gave it to him and said, "Here, hold this." Bruce could have said, "Here's a couple grand, you know, here, hold it for me." Or a couple million, here, hold it for me.
It's not going to be a couple grand.
I know, I was just being sarcastic. But you know what I'm saying? They're going to hand some money. He can hand it to his own kids. He's got kids, I think, from a previous marriage. So I bet you he told his kids from a previous marriage, she's trying to milk me dry out of money, or whatever the case might be. We're getting divorced, however the case might be. Even if it's not true, he still might have money that he gave him and said, "Here, in case Chris and I need it for a rainy day, or I need it, or whoever needs it," you know?
Exactly. You know, it's the whole thing of, you know, rich people aren't broke.
No. I think people just need to leave the Kardashians alone. Stop talking about them. Stop tweeting about them. Saying all this dirty, bad stuff. Leave them alone.
Remember when Donald Trump went bankrupt?
Donald Trump never went bankrupt.
Yes, he did. They claimed that Donald Trump went bankrupt.
For how long?
Does he look bankrupt now?
No. Donald Trump was never bankrupt. Donald Trump has probably grown children that I'm sure he handed money to. Or if his wife's got family that's still alive, or whoever it is, he handed somebody money, or he had money hidden somewhere.
Exactly. Plus he's got all these businesses and everything else.
Exactly. He's never going to go bankrupt.
That's just...
He's got more money than probably anybody. That's
just plain old ludicrous. It's just plain old nuts. I don't understand how rich people ever go bankrupt. I don't either. I don't think rich people can go bankrupt.
If you look up, I don't remember how much they said Bruce Jenner was worth before, I guess, he got married to Chris. He was worth a considerable amount. Yeah. And Chris is worth a lot because she's got her clothing line. She's got her clothing store. She's got her own perfume, jewelry, and a bunch of other things going for her. So there's no way in heck that these people are even close to being bankrupt. Right. And I guarantee they got money hidden even in the backyard of their house. I wouldn't be surprised.
And I agree. If there's anybody listening that wants to call in, I'm sure there's plenty of people who just want to listen. Number's 917-889-7873. Once again, 917-889-7873. You can join us, voice your opinion, add in your thoughts, all that happy yada yada junk. All right, so you know, like I was saying, I don't believe rich people ever go bankrupt.
I don't either.
I don't believe that, they became rich for a reason, whether it was handed down to them, whether they worked hard for it, whatever the case may be. They became rich for a reason.
As far as Bruce Jenner, he earned it because he was a tennis champion. Kris Jenner, I don't know about her personally as far as before she was married to her husband who is deceased before Bruce, the kid's father. I don't know. I think I know she got a considerable amount from him when he died, but I don't know if she had money before that. I don't know anything about her as far as back before that time.
Okay, and work with me a little bit. I'm talking about rich people in general.
Yeah, well, I was just using the Kardashians because they're such a big icon on TV and the tabloids and everywhere else.
You have a very valid point. Because
every time you turn around, there's always something about the Kardashians. Leave them alone. They're getting on with their life.
But they can go into any kind of business and land a job in any role somewhere. So if they are bankrupt, they're not going to be bankrupt for long, or they're not going to be broke.
No.
Or what's considered broke may be only a few million rather than hundreds of millions.
They're not going to be broke because they own, like I said, they own a clothing store. Matter of fact, I believe they own two. One in California. California where they live, and then they have another one in, I believe, Florida or Miami.
Well, regardless.
So we know they're not broke.
Regardless, I don't see them going broke.
And I'm sure their daughter, one of their daughters, and I know the youngest daughters were getting into, I believe, modeling, but I'm not definitely sure on that.
So I'm not 100% sure either.
No, me either, but
we're going to move on a little.
Yeah, let's go on to the next one.
Still waiting on Princess Mandy. I guess something happened again. I'm going to go to...
Hon, what about this woman accused of drugging and stealing their valuables? What do you think of that?
That is absolutely crazy. They're actually called Foxy Thieves. What they do is they go in these high-end bars, and they drug these men. So kind of like escorts, but they take more than just the money. They take their money, they take their jewelry, they take their guns, they take everything of these men.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm wondering now, is it justified? Because for years you've heard of, men using all kinds of rape drugs on women and whatnot.
Right.
And now you've got these sexy women that are, in a sense or not, thieves.
No, I don't think it's justified. I don't care. I mean, wrong is wrong and right is right. It's wrong these men were doing that for a long time, but it's still wrong that these women are doing it. They shouldn't get away with it either. Nobody should. You shouldn't be drugging or stealing from anybody. If you've got no money or you need some money, get a job. Get off your lazy ass and get a job. I'm sorry.
Well, we don't know the whole backstory of it. Maybe these men were actually pigs and they felt justified to do this. Maybe
There's no justification from stealing from anybody. Because you don't know. I mean, these guys could have families and you're taking from their kids' mouths. No, I don't think there's no excuse for it. I don't care if they're single. What their case is, you don't do it.
But if a man got a family and he's out in a high-end bar with another woman,
and he's a sleazeball,
then he's got issues to begin with, and he deserves what's coming to him in one sense.
Yeah, but still, I don't think anybody should be stealing from anybody. I was just always brought up that you don't steal, so I've never stolen from anybody ever in my life, so I just don't justify it.
All right. I'm not going to justify it, and I'm not going to say, that it's right for what they're doing.
Right.
However, not knowing the circumstance, not knowing the situation, it seems a bit crazy to me. I don't know if these guys were planning on having sex with these women and then they decided to drug them, or if, the guy went to go get the girl a drink and came back and, woo, try this in the cup. Tastes good, doesn't it?
Well, it could have been a case of the guy, they could have had wine or champagne or something in the room, and she could have said, oh, let me pour you a glass of wine. and went over and poured the glass of wine, maybe threw it in their wine.
And what kind of drugs are they using? Are they just using drugs so the guys are... I mean, because a lot of drugs, you used and whatnot, may make you woozy, may make you a little, out there and whatnot, but I don't see how they're,
Yeah, exactly. Is it knocking them completely out?
Or
is it making it just woozy, or is it what's it doing? I mean, and, or are they injecting these drugs into the men?
Wow, that would be crazy. I don't really know the backstory.
Like, I watch, some of the shows I watch on TV, like, I watch the TV shows about real stories, but they're fake, but, they're real. In other words, they're things that kind of really happened, but they'll throw a fake twist into it.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, and you see that they'll show stuff like that. Even cops, they showed it one time where they were arresting, on the show Cops, they were arresting people for, hookers. They were going in rooms and they were, cops, what am I saying? The cops would get these hookers and go into the hotel, lure them into the hotel rooms, and then they'd have a secret code, and there'd be a set of cops on the other side, and once they gave that code, the cops would come out and get them. So you're under arrest. But
these must be very intelligent women. That's what I'm thinking, because no normal guy, unless they're, well, I mean, they are sexy thieves, so maybe they're showing some skin and the guy's getting occupied and then, they're drugging and whatnot, but
they could be doing it, during sex or after sex.
Nobody I know personally would fall for that. Nobody I know would, just be like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to think of somebody putting something in my drink or something like that, because we're all, smarter than that. And at a high-end bar, nonetheless.
True.
So, because these are high-end establishments. This is like high rollers establishments and whatnot.
Right, this is places we would never be able to afford to obviously go into. And we would never go into anyways, but,
I mean, but a high-end establishment could be like a casino.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's winning money, and then she's like, well, here, honey, baby, have a drink of this. The guy's like, and it's like, come on now. I don't know anybody. I
don't think he would do that. They would do that in the middle of the casino. I think they would lure her back to the room. They'd have a hotel room set in the casino or nearby the casino, or the high-end bar, or whatever it is. Lure them out and say, "Come to my room. We'll have fun."
Yes, but if a guy's drugged, wouldn't he call, the hotel clerk and say, "Well, hey, I just got robbed or something"?
No, sometimes the guys are embarrassed.
I don't know.
They don't want to admit that they're, they've been robbed, especially if they have wives. They don't want their wives to find out what they were doing.
Yes, but you lost all that money. You better tell somebody.
I know.
You better tell somebody you lost it. I'm sure plenty of freaking people, don't want to lose money like that.
Somebody's been saying something because it's in the news now, obviously.
Well, I mean, it's in the news now, but I mean, at the time, somebody's got to be getting caught or something. Come on now, these are high-end dudes.
I'm sure they've they probably called the cops or called whoever.
Okay, but they don't have security. They don't have somebody watching their back, a friend, a cousin. I call bullshit.
Yeah.
I call bullshit. And the reason I call bullshit is because
you never know. These guys could be telling these women, "Oh well, pretend to rob me, and I'll give you a certain percentage, because my wife can't know that I made this much, or my taxes can't know that I won this much. So if I'm making people think that I lost it, it was either stolen or whatever, then you don't have to pay the taxes on it."
Okay, the first question tonight sent to What the Cuff, spelled with one F, radio@gmail.com. Do you believe that the sexy thieves are really drugging these guys and stealing everything, or do you think that's just a hoax to cover up other things?
Like how much they're making, how much they're actually winning, I should say. Or maybe it could be due to drug deals gone wrong. It could be anything. I mean, it could be a whole big variety of things. They could be buying drugs and trying to sell them, and the sale doesn't go right, and they don't want their wives or the cops or anybody to find out that they were dealing drugs.
The only way I could see that actually happening to a lot of guys, because this isn't just one guy.
Yeah.
The only way I could see this happening to a lot of guys if they're with, like, their girlfriends or they have an accomplice. If they don't have somebody with them, I call bullshit.
Exactly.
I call bullshit. That's what I call bullshit.
Exactly. Because you know what? I also know people that, my son's father, before he passed, his brother used to go to the casinos and would win large sums of money.
Okay.
And his sister would win large sums of money. So what she would do is to not have to pay taxes. She's dead now, so she can't pay taxes. She would pick up tickets from the casino around the floor.
Okay.
That shows that she lost money.
Mm-hmm.
So she would get that much amount in tickets, and so she'd have to pay the taxes on it, or whatever I guess it was. I don't know how she did it or what she did. Like I said, the woman's dead now.
Yes, but
and it was so many years ago.
But rich people from high-end fucking bars, these aren't low-class fucking bars.
But still, they might do the same thing. You know?
They have somebody.
Kind of ploy.
They have somebody watching over them. They have to. You don't have all that money and not have somebody watching over your back. If you do, you're just a dumbass. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. You are. You deserve it. I mean,
exactly. I mean, if I'm going to go to a bar and I win a casino, and I'm going to win a lot of money, I have somebody with me to watch my back.
You got to at least have one, two, three people watching your back.
Exactly. My husband or one of my close friends I trust. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just, I'm going to go to the casino, win money, and know I'm a high roller, and be like, okay, well, I'm going to go by myself. I don't care.
You could bet your ass I have somebody I have a room way up high where somebody isn't jumping, and have at least two security guards watching if I was there in their shoes and single guy or whatever doing that stupid shit. I would.
Let me tell you something. If I was a single woman and I was at a casino, I would probably, more than likely, I would take my friend Tim, who's very big and very tall. I'd pay him to stand outside the door, and one of his big friends, and pay them to be my bodyguard.
Yeah, I mean, why would you have a bodyguard? Why? I mean, this story doesn't make sense. I call it.
It doesn't. I mean,
bullshit.
That's why I picked the two biggest guys. One of the biggest guys I know. Your buddy Tim, which obviously you would be with me. If Tim was there, but I'm saying even if I was single, somebody big like that would be big and strong and would be able to kick some butt if somebody came up bothering me.
All right, so we're going to move on and we're going to go to should adult entertainers be harassed and talked down upon when you go see them?
No, they should not. They're people just like us, and you know what? When they work in the adult entertainment business, they they work hard. They work just like we do. But their job's just a little different. I mean, they have every right to do what they do. A lot of them do it just to make the money. I know a woman who was a single mother. She had 3 kids, and she was actually a stripper. And she was a very nice woman. And she worked very hard at her job. And I don't think anybody deserves to go harass her. And she come home and tell me she used to get harassed by people all the time. And I never saw the reason.
I just don't feel that, it's necessary.
It's not. It's not fair. They're people just the same as us.
I don't feel that it's necessary in the case of, you pay to go in the establishment, some of them. Yeah, you tip the lady or whatever, and you go for, a strip dance or whatever.
Or she'll do a lap dance on you.
Exactly.
She's not screwing you. She's just doing a lap dance.
But if you really think that, out of all the guys that she sees, I don't care how drunk you are, that this woman's going to fall for you, you're out of your fucking mind.
Exactly.
You're out of your mind. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, a stripper, an adult entertainer or whatever can't fall in love with someone, because they certainly can.
This woman did, actually. She fell in love with a guy that I knew, and he's a very nice guy, and you know what? They have a kid together, as a matter of fact, and I wish him all the luck in the world, because I think, you know what? Whatever she does, that's her business. I never downgraded her for it, and I never will.
But most adult entertainers that I know, and I know quite a few of them, you know, throughout the years and whatnot, they're not going to go see a guy that walks in that establishment. They meet a guy, it's going to be outside that establishment, it's going to be, you know, on their own terms, and they're probably not going to tell the guy they work in there unless they're young. If they're young, they may, just to get the publicity, but if they're doing that, then they're just trying to get people to pay to go in there to see them.
Yeah, no, I don't think he even met her in the bar. I don't know exactly how the two of them met, but you know what I'm saying? I think that a job's a job, and as long as they're not doing anything illegal, who cares?
I mean, there are many strippers, adult entertainers, escorts, or whatever you want to call it, do drugs, that, you know, drink and whatever, but that's their right. They have a right to do whatever they please. I mean, some things are illegal, but hey, not everybody's got a squeaky clean record out there. I mean, that's just the way it is, and the way I see it, they shouldn't be harassed like that. If you go to a show, okay.
What gives you the right to downgrade somebody?
If you go to the Grammys, I don't see anybody yelling that you're a piece of shit.
Exactly.
Okay? So just because you go into a bar that happens to have nude women or, you know, establishment like an adult fetish show or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and you can't walk in and go, hey, sweetheart, and start grabbing her or, you know, touching her. I mean, come on, leave them alone. They're here to work. They're not here to, you know, please you. That's not their job.
Well, I'm not going to tell people what they can and cannot do. That's
I
not
don't
my
think
job.
anybody should be putting their hands on anybody. I'm sorry, but if you're walking into an adult fetish show or you're walking into a bar where there's naked women, half-naked women, there's strippers or whatever. Exactly. I wouldn't think there's a big deal with a guy looking at a woman and thinking, oh, boobies, you know, or whatever. Big deal.
All that.
But he should not be grabbing her, touching her. He has no right to put his hands on her. No, I don't. Yeah, from a woman's point of view, I don't think he should be putting his hands on her. Unless he's putting money in a G-string or however it works, I have no idea. But
I have a great idea how it works.
I don't, and I don't care to know because it's not my thing. I'm a girl.
Well, you may not care to know, but we are on the radio, and I'm going to tell you anyway.
Go ahead.
Guy walks in the establishment. He sits down at the table. Women can tell if a guy's shy or if he's, you know, full of it. They go up to the guy. They talk to normal, everyday conversation. It's not like, hey, honey, you want to fuck?
Yeah.
It's not like that.
No.
Okay, so, you know, they ask, well, where do you work? Because they want to know your financial income. Can you know, how many times will you be in here? How much money are you giving me? Do you see the slogan? Not anything against it, because there are, you know, young guys that, you know, just having bad luck with women. They just want to go in there and they want to see, you know, what it's like, or they want to know, you know, want to feel something better than what they currently have, some people. And, you know, there's married people that are in still relationships and just want, you know, something to spice up their life, and they may go home, you know, thinking of the fucking stripper even though they're screwing their wife or whatever. And that, you know, that's all fine and dandy. That's what they choose to do. But when you go in an establishment, just because you buy a ticket does not give you a right to downgrade somebody. Just because you give a few dollars does not give you the right to downgrade somebody.
That's like when I was young. I was dating this guy, and we were in a bar, and while we were in the bar, there were some male strippers. And he said to me, go in and go watch the show. Go ahead. because they had them blocked off. So one area was for the guys, and one area was for the women, so they could watch the guys. And all the women in there are going nuts over these guys, and I'm like, I don't want to go in. I'm not interested. Just go. So I go in, and I sat in there for a few minutes, and I walked back out. And people were in there going, oh, I heard all the strippers were gay. And I'm like, who cares? That's not anybody's business. I just didn't like that. I didn't find that respectful to the strippers. I didn't think that was nice to be saying that kind of stuff to them, about them, talking, and people were in there talking crap about them. And I don't get off watching half naked men.
If you have something against them, and it's against your belief or whatever, you have the right to picket or whatever. You have the right to say what you want in the comfort of your home.
Right. I don't think they had any right going in there and saying that kind of stuff.
But if you're going to see a show, a live show, in my opinion, you don't have that right.
Exactly. Like, when we went, we didn't know they were going to be there. We went there just for a couple of drinks because we were all young and we were just all having a good time. And I went in to see what it was like. I was curious. And I wasn't into that. So I was like, nah, I'm not interested. And I came back out because that's just not my thing.
But I do know a lot of establishments do carry beer, do carry alcohol, and alcohol
does. Yep.
And alcohol does make guys do crazy things and think crazy things. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them, when they're flirting, will be because they're so good at their job, which I don't downgrade them because that's what they do.
No, me either. I never downgrade any of the guys.
Okay.
I just wasn't interested. No offense to the Chippendale guys. That's exactly what it was. They were Chippendale dancers, I guess, or something. And I just wasn't interested. Well, I had a boyfriend, and to me, I guess I'm a little old-fashioned because I have a man, and I didn't, at the time I was young, and the guy I was with, I was like, well, I have a boyfriend, and I just don't belong in here. It's not the place for me. I didn't feel comfortable. I'm not downgrading the dancers, mind you, but just something I didn't feel comfortable with, so I walked out, and I sat out in the bar. And we sat and had a few drinks, and then we left. Yeah,
I mean, but it's just crazy how people would, downgrade people and how people would, treat people like they're absolutely crap.
Yeah, they treat them like garbage.
Just because they paid a few dollars. I'm sorry. Let me go into your work and treat you like crap as you're freaking, unloading trucks or
you're working your ass off
or whatever you're doing,
yeah.
And see how you feel. I bet you would have a change of heart then.
Exactly. Well, that's why somebody said something to me about, all these dancers are gay, don't you? I told her, I said, that's not my opinion, first of all. That's none of your business, and you shouldn't be going around saying that. And I don't appreciate that.
Even if they
I don't like that. I stuck up for them because I didn't like that.
Even if they are gay, there's a lot of guys that don't mind that at all.
You know what? I told one of the dancers, I think, as a matter of fact, what they were saying about them. I said, you know what? Because I don't think that's right. You guys shouldn't have people talking about you like that. And I'm talking about women establishments, not guy establishments. No disrespect to those guys that do talk about guy establishments. I'm not one of them, but... No, this was like I said, this was a thing where... Matter of fact, it was Kangaroos in Milford. I don't think it's even there anymore. So,
Kangaroos is now called Keepers.
Oh, is it? Also changed names. So it's obviously changed hands since then, so no big deal.
Yeah,
but anyways, when they were Kangaroos, it was a regular bar, just like every other bar. But like I said, they had a part sectioned off for all the women to go in, and they could go watch these dancers dancing at lap dances. I, however, didn't feel comfortable. But I didn't downgrade any of the dancers whatsoever or anything.
And I understand how you feel. And I know how a guy can feel. Some of these women, like I said, are very... in a guy's establishment as far as women being, the whole thing and whatnot. I know how these women are. I know that some of them are very conniving. Some of them are very, will do whatever it takes to get the guy's attention. Some of them will let you touch them and blah, blah, blah. I know this from past experience years and years ago. There are some that are out there and there's some that's not. But regardless, I just don't believe people should treat them like garbage. But when you have a drinking establishment, it's just like a regular bar, and there are people that, go overboard and drink and whatnot and say stupid things.
You know what? I don't care if the dancer is screwing every guy in the establishment. No offense, to all the lady dancers, because I know you guys work hard. But I don't care if they're screwing every guy in the establishment. You still have no business talking crap about them. Same thing with the guy dancers. If a guy dancer goes around and screws every woman in the whole place, that's his business. Nobody has any business downgrading him.
That may be part or not part of their job.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said it doesn't matter what they're doing. They still don't deserve, no matter what, to be downgraded.
Well, the guys will downgrade them because they'll think they have a shot, and then when they get, turned down, they're going to be pissed off. And the guy has every right to be, because they feel like, well, the woman came on to me and, gave me the signs and whatnot, and that's what happens sometimes. But
it's true. Sometimes when a guy starts drinking, too, they get horny and they start thinking the wrong thoughts, too. They can take things wrong. But anyways, on to the next topic.
Right. Is seeing a fluffy dog justification for the TSA to grope you? What do you think of that?
I think that's crazy. What do you think?
Well, for starters, okay, I don't believe anybody should be allowed to grope you. Now, I understand people have to frisk people. I understand that some people carry weapons. I understand that about Homeland Security, which I really believe is invasion of privacy, but that's the side point.
Well, whatever. But I think if they have justification to check you, then that's different. But if they're just going to go up and say, oh, well, we're going to frisk this person, then that's not right. You have no business just frisking somebody for no reason.
Exactly. And how many of the guys, frisk the girls or vice versa? You don't know if the TSA lady is gay or the guy is gay or whatever the case may be.
But usually when you get frisked in at any place, especially if you go into get on a plane or a train or whatever, you will get frisked, but usually the guys get frisked by the guys and the girls get frisked by a woman. Yeah,
but in this day and age, does that really make a big deal, a big point anymore?
No.
You don't know who is what, why, or what for. The whole point of it is, I'm sorry, if I'm in a plane, if I'm going in the airport and I'm, got to deal with these people, seeing a dog I can pet. For one, I don't want to pet the dog. I want to kick the dog.
Why?
Not saying that I would kick the dog, but I feel like kicking the dog because I just felt like I was molested. And because I felt like I was molested, that damn dog's not going to change things for me.
It's supposed to be a stress reliever for people that have been sitting in the airports for hours and hours and hours on end. It's supposed to bring a little relief, some stress relief to them. As, they're petting the animal, it kind of calms them down a little because they're already aggravated because their plane's late or their plane's been delayed or whatever the case might be.
Well, let me not know you and fill you up and fill you down, and then I'll bring a dog by and be like, hey, would you like to pet my little fluffy friend and see how you feel?
I'd kick you. That's the dog. I would kick you. I wouldn't kick the darn dog.
I love dogs, and I'm not saying
I know you do, but I'm just saying.
Kick the dog. I'm just saying metaphorically speaking, I would have a problem. If you did that, you would go to jail. TSA is part of the government.
I know that. I was speaking metaphorically anyways. You know what I'm saying? In other words, I wouldn't really kick them. Just metaphorically speaking, like the dog.
Or if they aren't part of the government, they are an independent organization, but in one way or shape or form, they are related to the government.
Of course, I would never really walk up and kick an agent. I mean, I always cooperate whenever they tell me to do something. I just do it.
And I realize that, but I just don't feel whether it's, after going through the TSA, with the dog, okay, or it's sitting on waiting for a delayed plane for hours. I understand that there's people that just need that little comfort zone. They can pet the dog. They can feel all happy and
oh, look at how cute, yeah,
and whatnot. But
I mean, that's like us.
And I'm not taking anything away from having a dog there. I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
I just want to, clarification, where exactly is this dog at?
Yeah.
Because if it's at the end of the line of the TSA, I want to kick the dog. I'm not going to kick a dog. I love dogs, just like I love bunnies.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, I've had enough here. This is absolutely ridiculous.
That's like us running a business and holding people up from leaving our business and saying, oh, you're just about to leave? Well, why don't you pet the bunny? People are like, what the heck? You want to what? Pet the fucking bunny after you made us wait here all these hours? Are you fucking kidding me? That's what they're going to say to you.
Exactly. Are you fucking nuts?
Yeah, really.
But I don't see anything wrong with the dog. That's not what I'm trying to say.
No, that's not what we're talking about. But we're just saying that's how people feel. After waiting all these hours, nothing against the dog, it's that they're aggravated with the people holding them up. Or the planes being late or whatever for fog or whatever.
And my main thing is if it's at the end of the TSA, which there's some statements saying that it is. And then there's others saying that it's just a waiting after you waited forever in a plane, an airplane. That's fine. Your flight gets delayed. You got a dog. You can cuddle with the dog. You don't know if the dog's got rabies. You don't know if the dog's going to attack you.
Exactly.
But the dog is there. You can pet the dog until the dog bites your hand off. Then what you going to do?
Exactly.
But that's beside the point.
I'm sorry, but if somebody walked up to me with a dog and I didn't know them, and they asked me to pet the dog, if I wanted to pet them, no, thank you.
I don't care if the dog's sitting down, and looking all cuddly. We could put Jackson looking all cuddly. Put him by a wire. Watch how fast that wire gets eaten. Take one bad thing.
Our rabbit Jackson doesn't bite, but put him in a room full of people and let them all try cuddling him. Oh, how cute. Oh, how cute. Eventually he's going to get aggravated. He's going to bite somebody.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care.
With the dog.
I don't care if he's on a leash. I don't care if the person's right next to it. They're still going to get agitated.
Yeah.
Period. And if the fact of, it's the dog's at the end of the line is a TSA, I'm not petting the damn dog. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
Like today, our neighbor was outside, one of our neighbors was outside with their dog, and their dog is really cute. And it was a Shih Tzu. And I know this dog's very friendly, it's just afraid of its own shadow. But as I was sitting out there talking to the owner, a bunch of little young kids came up and they kept trying to handle the dog. And I kept saying to them, no, you don't go at the dog like that. You sit there like this and you put your hand out, let the dog sniff you. And the dog will come to you.
Also, is the dog safe? That's another thing I wonder. I say, is the dog safe? Because if he's at the end of a TSA line, people are pissed off, and they're going to try to hurt the dog. There's people out there that will try to hurt the dog.
Exactly.
Or if he's sitting out there and somebody's delayed flight, what's the chances that they may be pissed off, drunk, high, whatever the case may be, and want to hit the dog?
Or what if the dog is hot and agitated already from sitting out there so long that it doesn't decide to get aggravated and bite somebody?
Yeah, I don't know if, having a dog out there, now I think about it, I don't know if having a dog out there is the greatest idea. I understand the reason for it.
I do
nothing against the dog.
No. We love the dog. Look, we love dogs.
We don't even know the fucking dog.
I meant to say dogs. I didn't say the dog.
We love Dog the Bounty Hunter. And whatnot. And, I just don't know if it's safe.
I don't either.
I don't know if it's safe for the dog. I don't know if it's safe for the people. I question that whole logic.
I agree, because you know what? After a while, it looked like our neighbor's dog. I don't think he would have bit anybody because he's a really sweet dog. But you never know. He looked like he was getting a little agitated or a little bit scared. So I sat down, and I know the dog will come to me. And I would pet the dog and be like, it's okay, baby, it's okay. And the dog seemed a little more at ease because the dog would come to me because, first of all, I'm an adult. Second of all, I approached him the right way. Third of all, he knows me from previous times where I've been around his owner. You know what I'm saying? So he had no fear of me. So it was different. So he seemed to calm down then. But he would never have bit anybody, I don't think, because he's a sweet dog. He just is afraid of his own shadow. And, people have to watch their kids. Now, what if you're in the terminal, right? And you're getting ready to go on your plane. And you're waiting for your plane to get board or whatever. And there's a dog sitting there. And the TSA people are saying, oh, come on, pet the dog. Now, what if a little kid pets the dog and bites the kid's face off? Or bites the kid's fingers off or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy. That would be my biggest concern, the kids.
Yes.
Wherever there's wherever there's a terminal, there's going to be tons and tons of kids.
Yes, and this is the second question of the night for people listening to the show or archiving it. I said it right. Now, archiving today. I'm getting better. Second question of the night, do you feel it's right for there to be a dog in an airport, regardless of whether it's at the end of the TSA line? Or actually, you can base it on where it's at, too.
Yeah.
If it's at the end of the TSA line, when you're being checked in and groped and fondled and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Or, it's while you're waiting, be via a delay.
Yeah, sitting down somewhere.
Which do you feel is right? Which do you feel is wrong? Or you just think that a dog doesn't belong in an airport, period?
Yeah,
Unless it's a CNI dog.
Exactly. And I really don't feel that a dog belongs in one. Because like I said, what if the dog bites a child?
Yeah, exactly. What if the kids hurt the dog?
Yeah. What if the kid goes and it's a baby? God forbid, a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old goes and grabs the dog, doggy, you know how little kids are, and the dog goes, and bites the kid right in the face.
I don't care. What if he bites the attendant that's holding the thing and then goes after? You don't know. You
don't know. They could get nuts.
You don't know. You just don't know. And that's the second question of the night. Any replies, send them to whatthecuff, spelled with 1F, radio@gmail.com. All right, moving on. With still no Mandy. Here we go. A gay man adopts his partner to avoid inheritance tax. Change relationship to father and son to save 4%. What do you think about that?
That's just ridiculous. That's more like you're trying to cover up the fact you're gay and you don't want anybody to know. That's just ridiculous. Or something. I don't know. There's just something not right about that. If you're gay, be proud of it. Who cares?
But
if people don't like who you are or what you're about, follow with them then. They're not worth knowing.
I don't think it's the fact that they're, gay that they're trying to cover up. I think it's the fact of
they don't want to pay taxes.
They want to pay less taxes. And there's a loophole that says, well, they save money if one adopts another. But if you're a couple or a domestic partner, which is the correct term.
Yep.
Okay. That you have a right because you're older than somebody else to adopt them and call them your son. I'm sorry.
That's gross. I'm sorry because you're still going to be sleeping with the person.
And these are older gentlemen, in their 60s, 70s, but nonetheless.
That's like me adopting you. I'm sorry. I mean, first of all, it looks really silly. Because you're not that far apart. You're only 9 years apart.
Well, that would make you a MILF.
Yeah. Really? God. That would be gross. I mean, yeah, you're adopting your partner, okay.
Milk.
Now, are you and your partner still having sex?
Yeah, that's
the part you wonder,
And is that now considered molestation? Now
exactly.
that it's your son rather than...
Yep.
I mean, whether you tell anybody or not, does the state have a law where they can say, well, now that's molestation?
Or rape.
Or rape.
Molestation's more for a kid, an adult to a kid. Really not to adults.
Oh,
I don't know, but it would still be, or it would be considered incest. Is actually what it would be. That's considered incest. And would they call it incest because of the fact that now they're father and son instead of lovers?
Can a married couple pull that? I mean, are we going to see a widespread thing right now?
Really, I want to know. Bruce Jenner, are you going to adopt Chris, or is Chris going to adopt you?
Yeah, is it going to be a widespread thing now? Same taxes, I'm going to make somebody my son.
That's just
our
kind
daughter.
of weird, yeah. I mean, as much as I'm joking around about Chris and Bruce Jenner, I'm just kidding, but you know what I'm saying?
No, but I mean...
It's just crazy.
I mean, this is just crazy talk. I mean, it's 4%, which is a lot. We realize that's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's for inheritance tax and whatnot. Okay, so they inherit, you know, the other one's, you know, savings, you know, whichever one dies first or whatever.
Yeah.
But is life that complicated and is taxes that high that you're going to risk your dignity to do this?
Exactly. And if you're going to really, want your lover or your husband or your wife to inherit your money, just make out a will. So you got to pay a little bit of taxes. Just pay the stupid taxes. I mean, really, because in the long run you're going to get caught and still have to pay those taxes.
I mean, if it's a loophole, they can get away with it. That's fine and dandy. But I mean, isn't there?
I don't think it is. I think the government just hasn't caught on yet, but they will.
I mean, is this going to be the next widespread panic? Everybody's adopted everybody else the same about taxes. Come on now.
No, maybe Ma and Pops are going to adopt. Pops is going to adopt Ma.
I mean, this is.
I mean, come on, really. I mean, think about it.
This is just ridiculous. I've never heard of such a story, and it's nothing against them, but it's in general that this is just absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe that somebody would allow this.
That's just ridiculous. Our other friends, that's like our guy friends adopting their wives, or the wives adopting them. How weird would that be? Is that your son or is that your husband? Well, I don't know.
Like I said,
Makes no sense.
If you ended up adopting me, then
that would be gross.
You would be a MILF.
Yeah, that's gross.
MILF does the body good. Pass it on.
I'm sorry, I can never do that. That's just kind of disgusting in my eyes. Because that's still, I don't know, that's just gross.
Does that make incest the in thing?
I know, really. Are we becoming rednecks now?
No.
As my friend, no, I'm joking, of course. I'm sorry, people. Because, no, it wasn't redneck. I'm sorry. No, it was the wrong terminology. What did my friend said something about that? No, he says, I guess if two people have sex and they're from the same family, he goes, does that make them white trash? That's what it was. It was white trash. Sorry, redneck people. I apologize. I got the wrong terminology. And
why do they got to be called redneck people?
Because anybody that considers themselves a redneck, I don't take offense to that because it wasn't meant towards them. It was meant about, families having sex or whatever, or kissing or whatever.
Well, just because somebody's from down south and it's hot doesn't make them a redneck, even though they may have a redneck.
Shut up. All right, what's the next topic? Do we have another topic?
No, I still want to go on. I still want to touch base on this for a minute, and I want to say that this is absolutely ridiculous. I've never heard of such such thing in my life. I just can't believe that people are going to allow this. I can't believe that. Like I said, this could be the new sensation. Everybody's going to cut on taxes by adopting each other. So now you don't know.
Eventually, the state's going to catch on and put a stop to it. You know that.
And you don't know how many fucking people that are going to do it prior to it, because it's a loophole now. You can't change it. Hey, everybody, if you're married, go adopt your
spouse.
Your spouse. Yeah, that makes sense. No, not at all. It just is. But
hey, engaged couples, have you adopted your husband to be or wife to be? Whichever one of you's older needs to adopt the other one.
Have you adopted your spouse lately?
Yeah. Where's your spouse? Remember the commercials used to come out when we were kids? Do you know where your children are? You know what I'm saying? They would ask you. It's 12 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Yeah, do you know where your children are, even though that's your spouse?
What's it going to be now? It's 12 p.m. Have you had sex with your children today? People will be like, what?
Yeah,
and meanwhile, they'll not mean actual children. They'll mean the adopted couples.
Yeah, and then how would somebody younger explain that to their kids? Yes, you're my kid, but that's also my kid. Yes, we make out, but that's okay because we're married.
In actuality, we're married. No.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It's not going to last long. The government's going to catch on to it pretty soon. Watch.
All right. Moving on. And hour number 2. We're going to talk about something serious now. Did you know your child's data is stored in the cloud?
I don't like that shit.
And it could be, prescriptions or report cards or
any of that stuff, yeah.
Lunches, if your kid has free lunch, if your kid's taking medication, if your
Nobody
kid
needs to know that. That's nobody's business.
Got in a fight in school, if your kid's got in-school suspension. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That's why I don't normally sign the permission slip for my child's information to be put up on the internet or anywhere.
I just think at some point people got to stop with these data centers. Outside of video games, they're not needed. They are not needed.
Exactly.
Nobody needs to know your thing, and that's an invasion of privacy.
It sure is.
Welcome, Miss Late Princess Mandy.
Yes, this is Princess Mandy. I am here. My phone had, it kind of died, but I decided I'd call in just to let you guys know that I'm here. I'm not queer, but I'm here.
All right, everybody wave for Princess Mandy.
Wave
at Princess Mandy.
For coming to the show an hour and 3 minutes late.
You know what? Better late
than never.
I was born 11 days late, so I figure that I can always be late.
Okay. Before we go back to the topic that we were in, we're going to ask you the same questions that we originally had here, just to get your view, just to get a different opinion here.
Okay.
The first one.
No problem. Go for it.
First one. Why are Southerners moving north and the lies they're told?
Why is what? Moving what? To the what?
Why are the
told?
Southerners moving north?
Is this like a riddle?
No, this is serious. We're seeing a lot of tags from Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, you name it. Texas, you name it.
Honestly, I think it's a lot of those places down there, they do run the risk of hurricanes and tornadoes and all that crazy shit that's going on. So I think maybe they're thinking that if we move up north, we'll run. I mean, it's cheaper to live down south, yes, but now the flood insurance has gone up so much that it's probably just equal to come up north and live here and make a life here. Plus, the school systems are far better, and I think it's also people are learning about the seasons. And I think that they also like to see the seasons. I know my grandmother lives in Florida, and she's always talking about the foliage.
Okay, that's a good answer. And then we talked about Chris and Bruce Jenner. Are they bankrupt due to overspending?
No, I think, if anything, they are hiding money or they are just trying to get more publicity and sell those Kanye, Kim pictures of their baby for more money than they're worth. Plus, they're trying to justify why they dress their teenage daughters or let their teenage daughters model in extraordinarily inappropriate clothing.
Okay.
Well, that's when we have to try to sell their clothing line and their perfume line and all that, too.
Exactly. All right, and then we talked about, should adult entertainers be harassed and talked down upon when you go see them?
Should adult entertainers be, like, harassed when you go see them?
Correct.
No. I think that if you see an adult entertainer, it's a tricky situation. There are some of those bonehead guys who are going to go out there and they're going to see adult entertainers and they're going to make those stupid, slutty, whore-esque remarks, which I think are highly inappropriate. You know, a stockbroker could be just as shady in their business as somebody who dances on a pole or is a burlesque dancer in a Las Vegas show. Everyone's trying to make money. Everyone's trying to get ahead. So I think that if you have a negative comment, don't go. It's kind of like the thing on TV, you know? Like if you have sorry, we're watching a crazy movie with lots of guns. Guns are bad. Kids, put your guns away. Don't use your guns.
Yeah, and you can't wear
Yeah, don't wear anything that says, you know, I like NRA shirts to school because you might get, like, suspended, which is, like, the worst thing that could happen to a kid. Yeah, right. They could just spend 2 days at home watching TV and Golden Girls reruns. I'd do it.
Yeah, I'm sure guys want to watch Golden Girls reruns.
My very dear friend is actually sitting right next to me, and he actually got suspended 3 times, expelled a couple times from school. And he looked forward to it because that meant that he didn't have to do anything.
Okay, and then we talked about women accused of drugging men, stealing their valuables. They're called foxy thieves. What they do is they go to high-end places.
Stop talking about me like that.
Guys and steal everything. What do you think about that?
Stop talking about me like that. How did you know what my other day job was?
Welcome back, Mandy.
Yes, welcome back, Mandy. I personally think that, you know, if girls are going to drug guys so that they can steal their valuables, then we're fucking catching up with men now. We're smart. Men have been drugging women for years so that they can get their valuables, a.k.a. their vagina. So why can't women, you know, drug men so that they can get their valuables? Oh, by the way, yes. Cody, check your drink.
But I call bullshit on that because a lot of people I know that are on high end and whatnot, they've got security or somebody watching their backs. I just don't buy that.
I think that the big thing is that guys just want to like think that a woman likes them so much that they would take the time to actually drug them and then allow them to like steal their shit. Like, you know what? We were watching Dave Chappelle tonight, and Cody's already laughing. Cody is Ethan's replacement. Hi, sorry, Ethan. We were watching Dave Chappelle tonight, and he was saying that guys don't buy nice cars for themselves. They buy it because they know women like nice cars. So it's like, by buying really nice stuff and talking and engaging with a woman and then her drugging your drink, I mean, you're almost, in a way, saying, look at what I have. Come take it from me. Hurrah.
You got a point there. You got a very valid point. And then we went on to, is seeing a fluffy dog justification for the TSA to grope you, or is it justification for if you're waiting a long time for a plane due to a delay? Is there justification for having a dog there to pet?
We're talking about fluffy dogs? What kind of radio station is this? I think that fluffy dogs are totally cool. I like fluffy dogs, and I think that if you want to turn the airport into a petting zoo, that's cool. I'm down.
All righty.
I like donkeys, so send me to Tijuana.
But the thing that bothered me is, what kind of threat is there to the dog and as well as to the kids, as Chris stated, and should they really be allowed in there other than being CNI dogs? And if they're at the end of a TSA line, do you really care there's a fluffy dog out there?
I really do care that there's a fluffy dog out there at the airport. I am deeply concerned for this fluffy dog, yet I'm not concerned for the circus animals that get trampled on every single fucking day, or the horses that get whipped at the, at the horse races. I mean, this is bullshit. If you're going to have a freaking dog in there for specific reasons, it's going to be better be a trained dog, and if it's not a trained dog, then it shouldn't be there.
Exactly. What if it bites? Like I said, what if you're in
Parents should have discretion. If you're going to have an animal, it's like going to the pet store. They say don't touch animals bite. Don't touch animals bite. Well, your fucking kid's going to put his hand in the stupid thing. It's going to get its hand bitten off, and then people are like, oh my God, why did that animal bite my kid? The sign says animal bite, don't touch. Are you a fucking moron?
Exactly. But I mean, what if you're in the terminal? And the person says, oh, yeah, come on, come pet our dog, oh, yeah. And your toddler or whatever goes over and pulls the dog's fur or just goes to grab the dog the wrong way and the dog bites. Or the baby goes
the dog should be muzzled. They should have safe muzzles. They should have TSA muzzles where it's not endangering the dog, but it's preventing the dog from biting.
Exactly. I don't think there need to be any dogs in there.
I
think they need rabbits. I think they need rabbits. Rabbits and donkeys, otherwise I'm not flying anymore.
I mean, I was looking at it like, okay, it depends on where it's at. Because if it's at the end of a TSA line and they just grope me and everything else, I'm ready to kick the dog. I mean, I'm not going to kick the dog. I love dogs.
Well,
I just want to get groped.
Somebody else might is what you mean.
Somebody else who's more violent than me would. And
then they shouldn't be on I don't want them on my plane then. If somebody is that eager to be violent towards an animal or towards somebody else, I don't want them on my fucking plane. In fact, put them on my plane, sit them next to me, and then I'll beat the shit out of them for the 2.5-hour flight to Disney World.
There you go.
All right. And then if that isn't crazy enough for you, we then talked about there's a gay man, and it's not the fact that he's gay, but he adopted his partner to avoid inheritance tax. And he changed
so he's married to his son? That's gross.
That's what I said.
Because it saves him 4%.
Okay, you know what? This is why gay marriage should be freaking legal in every state so that we're not marrying our kids.
I know, really. That would be like me marrying Ray and him being my son.
You don't want to marry Ray, number one, because, well, he's Ray. And number two, you don't want to marry Ray. You want to marry, Jackson Moore.
But
that's disgusting. Jackson's my son.
But as I stated before, MILF does the body good, pass it on.
MILF does a body good, pass it on. Well, then, I cannot tell you what else does a body good, but then I might get fired from the show.
You never get fired.
All right.
Yeah, I couldn't get fired because I'm that cute. So I got a gnome tattooed on my leg today. I wanted everybody to know I got a gnome, and we think it's a gnome / dwarf, so we call it a Norf. So It kind of sounds like somebody who can't say their THs and just says it with an S. Kind of bad. But it's really, really cute, and it's hidden, and I really I'm very excited about it. So.
Oh, okay. I thought it would be a minion with all this minion talk lately.
I am going to get a minion next. That's next.
Well, you know what, Mandy? One of the reasons we would never be able to fire you is you have the most upbeat like personality, and you have a good sense of humor, and you can come out with a topic from a dime, you know, on a dime, I should say.
Well, it's just because, you know, you know what I like to do when I'm on the phone? I like to get groped by boys.
All righty
then. It breaks my
then.
concentration.
Mandy likes to get groped by boys while she's on the phone. All right.
All righty then.
That's all we needed to hear. All right, so moving on.
I just felt like kind of throwing you guys for a loop for a minute.
All right.
All righty then.
All right. Now picture yourself as a parent, okay? Which you will be
I'm picturing
one.
myself as a parent. I will never be a parent, but, you know, it's a parent. I will never be a parent, but go on.
Now, they have a thing. It says your child's data is stored in the cloud. Okay, so some schools are now allowing this data center or whatever. I guess that's what the cloud is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to have your kids, or in your case, your nieces, your nephews, whatever the case may be, some kid, okay? Prescriptions, school records, fight records, lunch plans, grades, etc.
Yep.
Stored where a hacker could easily get a hold of them, or they could be the talk of their school through YouTube or whatever the case may be. And it's illegal. What do you think about that?
I think it's fine. I think that I have seen so many, like, young kids who are, like, really, like, young kids who have gotten Facebook accounts who talk more about getting weed and doing drugs and having sex and all that stuff, like, and they are so proud of it that I don't really even think it makes a difference.
No, well, I disagree. Because what if that one thing on Facebook about a fight or whatever, what if the kid is a perfect student, he gets in one fight or he gets jumped, he defends himself, and then that's on a school record and he can't get in a major college account of what he did, you know, in high school or middle school or whatever. I think some things need to be left unsaid.
Exactly. Because
I think there are some...
that one fight and they, you know, the school handled it, leave it at that. What do you think, Mandy?
I think that it does, I don't know, I just think that with Facebook and so many younger kids exploiting themselves, you know, I feel like they've kind of ruined it for the other kids. That's kind of how I feel. I feel like I have seen so many 13-year-old kids and 10-year-old kids on Facebook talking about drugs and alcohol and everything that I think that, if anything, they've actually destroyed it for the population of kids who might actually be really good.
Yep. Well, you know what? I know a kid, and he's in his 20s, early 20s, and he's got pictures of him up on his Facebook using a pipe to smoke whatever he's smoking. And I'm like, really, dude? Really? You keep that stuff up, that garbage up on your page? I told him either take it down or take me off your friends list. Because I don't want to know you if that's the kind of garbage you keep on your Facebook.
But here's my problem with it. Okay, there's many pedophiles out there. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And a pedophile knows what kind of prescription you take, what your family makes, your address, how are you, you don't know what's stored in there, how exactly you get home, what, you know.
If I tell you your bus route, your bus number, like you go on bus D and you get off at this place. Yeah, and is the kid harmless? It really gives them a wide open thing to say, okay, well, I can go abduct or rape or kill a kid. I mean, I'm sorry, it does. You're right, though. I mean,
I just think that it is a whole mess, and, you know, if you're going to do one thing, you have to kind of eliminate other things. There has to be, I mean, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, I just think that if you're going to put restrictions on one thing, you have to put restrictions on other things, too.
Well,
you
I
have to tighten up on other things.
I think it's just like the whole fucking progress report shit. I think a progress report should come out once or twice a month. Not every fucking day, not every other day or anything of that sort. Because how many kids are actually, from abusive parents are going home and getting beaten or whatever the case may be because they had a bad grade for the fucking day. I mean, that's another thing I have a problem with.
Well, but that's something that you cannot control. Sadly, you can't control what parents do to their children for whatever reason.
And I agree there, but I think there needs to be, some kind of thing being put in place where it's like, okay, yes, you can, you can check up on your kid, but no, you can't do it on a daily report because every kid has a fucking bad day or whatever the case may be. I just think it's an invasion of the children's life.
It's a hard thing. It really, it's just very. I don't know what to say because I don't have kids, so until I have kids, I can't say anything to go for it or go against it personally.
And I understand that. Because you're an outsider looking in. I do realize that. Okay, so moving on a little bit, kind of on the same topic, but not really. What the fuck is a cloud? Okay, now we've heard that it's data centers or whatever. But really, what the fuck is a cloud? Where is the cloud coming from? Who controls the cloud? And why is there a cloud?
Yep, exactly.
And Mandy just got quiet, or let's see what happened. Oh,
she got kicked.
There's Mandy's gone. I was wondering what happened. Mandy is gone. Let's try to get Mandy back on the line. And let's try again.
Maybe her phone's having issues.
Hey, you reached.
Well, I guess Mandy is going to be informed of what's going on yet again. This is absolutely ridiculous. I love Blog Talk to death. I really do. But they really need to fix their phone problems.
Exactly.
This is really killing our show, and we pay for the show and whatnot, and this is really annoying me. This is starting to annoy me. And it's no disrespect to them, but please, Blog Talk, for the life of me, fix your phone issues. The drop calls is absolutely ridiculous.
We have basically been 1 to 2 drop calls a night.
Oh, there's more than 1 to 2, 4, 5, 8. Ridiculous.
On one night I'm talking about?
Yeah, in one night, yes.
Sure, I've never sat and counted
Yes,
them all.
the other day we had 7. 7 drop calls.
7? Oh, my
7.
God. That's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous and whatnot. Once again, it's no disrespect to Blog Talk, but
No,
please
not at all.
fix your phones.
Exactly.
We're trying to do a show here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and if we get kicked off, we'll know why. But anyway, all right, going back to it, what the fuck is a cloud? Where's the cloud coming from? What does it mean to be in a cloud? Now, I understand that when they talk about the cloud in video games, that is talking about the whole, data centers. Like, for instance, Microsoft has 700,000 data centers or whatever, for video games. And it's understandable for video games, but how much data does people really have to know? And when is it, okay, and when is it just a fucking invasion of privacy?
Exactly.
You know, that's what I want to know. If you have a comment on that, please get a hold of us, whatthecuff, spelled with one F, radio@gmail.com. Because I really want to know what a fucking cloud is.
I have no clue.
When you're thinking about a cloud, is it just a fucking thing in the sky that's, you know...
Well, each cloud has a bit of information in it. Well, this cloud has my data. This cloud has Ray's data. This cloud has that person's data. Oh, and by the way, over there's Mandy's cloud with her data in it up in the sky. Gee, I want to know a little bit about Mandy, so let me pull that cloud down and look at it. Let me see. Okay, oh, she's this old. She lives at this place. She drives this vehicle. She does this every day and that and da-da-da. You know, same thing with us.
Because there's certain websites out there that will give every freaking bit of information.
Yep, unless you sign up for a way for them not to be able to show
it.
it.
even if you freaking sign up for a way for them not to show it, they still show it. You kidding me?
Of course.
So, I mean, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think there has to be a point where enough is enough. There has to be a point of...
It's nobody's business.
You don't need to know how many times I shit a day.
I know, really.
You don't need to know that, you know, I drank a lot of beer and decided to have a piss-a-thon. You don't need to know that.
Exactly. You don't need to know that I ran outside barefoot and played baseball with one of my neighbors.
You don't need to know the color of my eyes. That's irrelevant to fucking everything.
You don't need to know the color of my underwear. I mean, come on, those are irrelevant things, and nobody needs to know about it.
And nobody outside of police needs to know what kind of car that somebody drives.
Or what kind of record you have.
That's not their business.
Unless it's for a job, then that's different, and they need to know your background as far as that goes. But other than that, nobody else needs to know. I don't need to know what Ray's background is before I met him, Mandy's background before I met her, or anybody else I've ever come in contact with through the years. I don't need to know their backgrounds. They don't want me to know. It's none of my business.
Yeah, exactly. Do I really need a doctor to tell me how... well, Ray, you smoke 42 cigarettes a day, which I don't smoke 42 cigarettes a day.
No, he never smoked 42.
But
still, I mean...
It's just a...
metaphor.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense at all.
It doesn't, no.
And I don't know what's going on, and we're going to try to call
Princess Mandy back.
And we'll see if we can get her opinion. Now it's not even dialing. Are you freaking kidding me? This is absolutely retarded. I don't understand what is going on. Well, at least they're in the screening room now. All right.
Yeah. It was the last time. You just didn't see it.
Major kudos to that. All right. So I just don't get what people need to know and what people don't need to know.
Even those people I just use as examples, which is examples, but I don't need to know anybody else's business. I don't need to know how much my neighbor to the left of me makes. I don't need to know what the person to the right of me, how many children they have or anything like that. I don't need to know their business. It's not my business. I don't need to know anything about anybody else but my own self. And nobody else needs to know my business either.
Yeah, why would they need to know your business? Why would they need to know what's going on in your life? I mean, I understand the positive uses of things.
Yeah.
You want to know if your neighbor is a pedophile, or you want to know if you're, if somebody has a criminal record or whatever. I understand that. But even then, it's still nobody's business. I mean, what happened to our Bill of Rights, our Constitution, our amendments?
Exactly.
It's all thrown in the fucking dumpster. I guess I'm going to have to go dumpster diving just to go get the shit.
To get it. But, I mean, okay, yes, knowing if somebody's a pedophile, that's important. You know, something like that. If it's for a job, they need to know your criminal background, unfortunately. They need to know whether you do drugs, whether you steal, whether you're violent. You know, they need to know certain things like that.
But how much are we advanced today from what we knew fucking 20 years ago? I mean, we still had all the freaking records. We just had them on piece of paper and fucking pencil and and shit. But I mean,
how did they find out your criminal record, really, when we didn't have computers?
Exactly. Everybody's, you know, loading to databases. And I mean, this is a hacker's dream come true. It really is. It's a modder's dream come true. It certainly is. I mean, it's ridiculous. You get a master hacker, then you know all the freaking information about everybody.
Exactly.
Not that they give a shit, but there are malicious hackers out there, and they're the technical term of crackers.
Exactly.
Not white people, but the technical term of a malicious hacker is a cracker.
Yep.
I figured people would like to know that, some information.
Why not?
From somebody who graduated computer school and whatnot. But you really didn't need to know that either, because that's my business. And I believe everybody is entitled to their own business. I don't get why everybody must know everybody else's business.
I mean, really,
and what the heck is going on.
How many brothers and sisters my husband has? Or, you know, how many times his parents have been married? How long they've been married? God, you know, have they passed on? Or are they still living? That's nobody's business. Nobody needs to know that, really. Who needs to know how many brothers and sisters you have? Whether your parents are alive or dead. Whether your parents are together or not. You know what I'm saying, honey? Nobody needs to know how many brothers and sisters I have.
You know
if
what?
I have any.
I was working for this company. I'm not going to mention names.
Yeah, no, don't.
Okay? But I was working for this company, and it was a student loan collecting company.
Mhm.
Okay, and I was great at it. I was great at skip tracing, which is finding people who owe on debts. I was absolutely fantastic at it. I would annoy the shit out of them because I would go, like, call them at a Walmart and shit and be like, hi, you owe a debt.
Oh, my God.
Hi, is this so-and-so? Okay, now we got your name, you know, and whatnot, and people that I hated. But I was good at it. I was really good at it. However, the reason I didn't keep the job was because they had a nerve to ask how many people in my family are living and what is their background. Have they been arrested? What does my
damn business.
family have to do with you?
What's your family have to do with my job? I'm here to do a job. Don't worry about what my family did or didn't do. Just because your family member or whoever was in jail or wasn't in jail or whatever, I don't care. They have no reason to know. Why do they need to know? Just because your uncle, your father, your brother, your godfather, your mother, your aunts, your cousins, doesn't matter. Whoever it is in the family, I don't care if they've been to prison or what happened. You don't need to know that. That has nothing to do with you, and that doesn't mean you're going to go to prison because somebody else did. You know what I'm saying?
Or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, I just use family for instance. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People get the idea. Well, I mean, nobody needs to know none of that business.
But I literally passed a 100-question quiz. I was the only one in my class to pass the first time because if you got one answer wrong, you had to take it over. I passed with flying colors. Got none wrong. Absolutely none. I knew the laws inside and out. However, why is it that I work for a different company that was more security, right? And they took my fingerprints, they did this, they did that. They know, you know, they did a background check on me, they drug tested all the 9 yards, yada yada. I had to go through like freaking 3 interviews.
I guarantee they didn't ask you one thing about your family.
They didn't ask me one thing about my family.
Because your family has nothing to do with you.
But this company decides to ask me, you know, if my family's alive, if they're dead, if they went to jail, what did they go to jail for, why, you know, what.
That was the first job, you mean? Second one didn't do that, right?
No, the one I originally talked about was the one that did do that. The other job I had that was a more security level.
And they didn't ask you nothing?
Of course
like
they didn't. It's not their business.
No, it's not.
It's not their business.
Why do you need to know if my family member went to jail, what they went to jail for, and how long they were there? None of your business. That's between that person and the police department or whoever. And the family, of course, and nobody else.
Exactly. There's no reason for it.
There's a such thing as family business. You leave it in the family.
Exactly. And not everybody knows their family, and not everybody is blood related to their family, but it's still considered family because they're married to somebody that's part of somebody else.
Or, I mean, either that or you have such distant family relatives. You don't see them that often. You don't really know much about them. You may have only met them maybe once or twice in your whole life.
And I had to literally leave a decent job. I'm not going to even say a good job because the pay was nothing. The other job was better pay. That job was absolutely nothing. Even with commission, it still was nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like paying freaking minimum wage.
That's crazy.
And that's down south where minimum wage is, you know, less.
Yeah, of course.
And I just thought that was absolutely ridiculous that a company wanted to know about my family. You know, I thought that was, you know, in my eyes like a lawsuit.
You know, it was.
How can you ask somebody, you know, how their family is and what's the background of your family? That ain't nobody's business.
What does that have to do with you and your job?
Exactly. It's got absolutely nothing to do with. And there are jobs out there like that. And it just saddens me that they would ask these ridiculous questions and make it like law. Okay, it's not even they're asking the questions on like a sheet of paper. It's a document you have to be truthful with and sign. Like it's a government document, and the government asks here, but in another, you know, government-affiliated job, they don't give a shit.
Exactly.
I mean, I wasn't even handling any cash, you know. I wasn't.
Even if you were, what they went to jail for is them, not you.
I mean, it's just.
If you have a family member, let's say, and they go to jail for armed robbery, that has nothing to do with you. It doesn't mean you're going to go rob someplace. It just means they messed up and they went to jail. It has nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I just don't understand that. I don't know.
I don't know. That's just
it's crazy.
That's just absolutely nuts, and I don't understand why somebody would. Why people would allow a company to do that?
I have no idea.
What gives somebody the gonads to be like, okay, well, what does your family do? What has your family been arrested for? It ain't your freaking business. Period.
Why do you need to know what my family did? That's what my answer would be.
Yeah, that's just. And we were hoping that Mandy would come back and join us and add her topics and whatnot, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen for reasons I have no idea.
Me either.
I hope we find out something. I hope everything's okay there and whatnot.
Well, I think she said her phone was dead before, so maybe her phone wasn't charged as much as she thought it was. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe Blog Talk's having a problem.
Yeah, well, it's not our fault. So.
I know, but I'm just saying, or maybe Blog Talk is having a hiccup and she can't get through. Who knows?
I do want to say this. This is something that's been weighing on my mind and it's been angering me lately. Why do people at Dunkin' Donuts not know how to make something light and sweet?
I have no idea. My coffee was not sweet enough today. I got nice coffee, light and sweet, okay? Not that hard. This place did not know what they were doing. Every time they make our coffee, they don't make it right.
I don't think they're coffee drinkers. I don't understand why it's a coffee place that hires people that don't drink coffee. Because if these people drank coffee, they would know the difference between light and sweet and all the different freaking,
I go to
flavors.
the one near Walmart, okay? The one closest to our Walmart, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They make perfectly fine coffee. You may occasionally get a person that does it, but it may be because they're new or whatever else,
But why would a coffee house
hire somebody that doesn't know how to make coffee?
someone that doesn't know how to make coffee or doesn't know how to make coffee right?
Exactly.
My 13-year-old son knows how to make better coffee than they do.
Our 13-year-old makes coffee perfect.
He knows exactly what I like. And I understand they have 300 million customers and whatnot, and one person's light and sweet may not be another person's light and sweet. But light and sweet means sugar. If there's no sugar in it, it can't be sweet.
Exactly. My coffee wasn't even sweet. It was barely even sweet. I was like, what in the world is this?
I mean, if I didn't want to go, if I wanted to go to a place that did not know how to make coffee, I would go to the one that starts with S.
Their coffee's just a lot stronger. Their coffee's a little harder to judge because their coffee's made a lot stronger than...
Their coffee's also a lot more expensive and sucks.
Well, their coffee doesn't suck. It's just very expensive.
It sucks. I don't know how else to say it.
I've gone there and I've had coffee and... Well,
but you're not really a coffee drinker.
Yes, I am.
Well, you are, but you're not.
I am, but I just... excuse me. When I go get coffee there, I just get like a... more like an iced coffee type coffee, you know what I'm saying? I don't get like regular coffee, like regular hot coffee or anything. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, well, no.
Because the ice tends to dull it down a little, so maybe that's why. I don't know.
And
I also don't mind a darker roast or a stronger blend of coffee either. Because I used to drink the coffee that a lot of the Spanish drink. And their coffee tends to be a lot stronger, too. So I'm used to it.
You could sell me caviar, but I will tell you it's absolute garbage.
I wouldn't eat caviar, sorry.
No, but I'm just saying. Just because something's more expensive doesn't mean it's better.
It's not. It's just coffee. It's coffee. I'm sorry. I'd rather stick to Dunkin' Donuts.
Not that Dunkin' Donuts.
No, the ones that know how to make the coffee right.
Not the ones that they hire that don't know how to make coffee.
No.
I want to know if you've ever went to a coffee house, I don't care which one, and you ask for a coffee, and you've done it on more than one occasion, and they fucked it up over and over again. If that's happened to you, please shoot us an email at whatthecupradio@gmail.com. I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people.
Probably has.
All right. We'll try to see if Princess Late for Dinner's coming back.
You leave poor Mandy alone. Why are you picking on my friend Mandy?
I'm just kidding.
She's cool as heck.
I wave for Mandy.
Yeah, we wave for you, Mandy. Like I said, we couldn't have a show without Mandy because she does, help out with the show as far as not only, doing the blogs for the next up-and-coming person we have on the show or whatever else, but she also makes us laugh. She's funny. She comes up with funny topics. She's also good at, if we get stuck, she always manages to find something to get us unstuck with a conversation.
Yeah, and we wish her and her new boyfriend, Tony, well. We really do.
We wish her well in anything she does, because like we said, we like having her around. She's cool as heck. I don't know.
Yeah, she is cool. I give her that.
She is. And like I said, whenever we get stuck, she comes up with topics on a dime.
Now, I wonder if her boyfriend was groping her too much and she dropped the phone. Maybe that's why.
Stop picking on her. Don't mind him, everybody. He's just kidding. He shouldn't be talking like that.
Or am I?
That's not nice.
Oh, come on now. It wouldn't be me if I didn't pull a, funny catchphrase here or there.
That's
whatever.
True. That's true. It is just a funny catchphrase, guys.
So.
But you know me, I got to pick on him back because it's just all in fun.
And I'm thinking of what else to talk about. Let's talk about you and me and you. So happy how we... I don't fucking know the name of that damn song. The song goes.
Well, please don't sing.
So happy together.
Please don't sing.
So how is the weather?
Oh! You hear the dog down the street?
Freeze lightning.
You hear the dog down the street howling?
Who let the dogs out? Whoa, 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 whoa. Anyway. All right.
You know you sing fine, babe. I'm just teasing you.
I understand that. They don't need to know that. And
I just like to pick on you because it's fun to pick on you.
I realize that.
But I heard the dog down the street howling again.
Who let the dogs out? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, see? They're howling again at you, hon.
Yeah, I feel like going, that bitch got towed. The bitch got towed.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, if you don't know what that's about, that's when we were, watching the latest episode. Well, no, the latest episode of South Beach Toe before the latest episode.
It wasn't this last one. It was the one before.
I think they realized the gist of it. That if
he talks in circles, so.
I speak in riddles.
Yes, he does.
I certainly do. All right, and before we end the show, I want to give a salute to...
Who are we saluting? Dom.
Yeah.
And all our military friends.
We're saluting the military.
That's right.
Actually, it's Friday, so I want to give a salute to all the drunks and druggies.
Not the druggies, to all the drunks out there having a good old time. Hey,
And the marijuana people.
Especially the young people that are out. Because you know what? At 21 and stuff like that, everybody was out there drinking at one point and just having a good old time,
Very true.
So, I'm glad. I hope they're out there having a good time. And hopefully they're being safe and not driving after drinking.
Yes. Don't drink and drive.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Exactly.
Yes, we did a DARE program in our school when I was in high school, and that was one of the mottos.
Yes. Don't drink and drive.
Yep. We had heard that like every day they put that over.
But then again, don't walk and drive either, because the cops will pull you over for
walk and drive?
public intoxication.
You mean don't drink and walk? Yeah, because if you're walking down the street and you start staggering a little, the cops are going to wonder. And don't be getting drunk and peeing on the side of a building. And
definitely get drunk and pee on the side of the building.
Not unless you want to spend the night in jail.
Yeah, make sure you piss in a bird fountain, too.
You're bad.
You'll only do a weekend. And then Monday when the PO sees you, or I think it's the PO, or the bond person or whatever it is, they'll laugh their tail off. And it's funny as shit. And then it's even funnier when they put you in them fucking twisty ties, which are the fucking handcuffs that are fucking made of the fucking, that white fucking tie shit. That fucking hurt when you're fucking trying to move. It's like they cut your fucking circulation off. It's like the judge is saying, well, nobody's speaking. You're like, motherfucker, what the fuck is going on? I just get these fuckers off me. I'm going to kick somebody's ass.
I've never known what it feels like. I never will.
Yeah.
I never will.
I don't know what it feels like either. It doesn't feel like it's piercing the skin or anything. I
wouldn't know.
That's just something I heard one time at band camp.
I'm sure somebody had told you about it.
Yeah, somebody. Some birdie told me about it. Not me? Nope.
No.
Couldn't be.
I one of your buddies. I'm sure you had some wild buddies when you were young.
Wild horses keep dragging me away. Damn those horses. Should have got a kangaroo. Would have been able to box it. I would have been boxed out instead of boxed in.
Or you can do like Princess Mandy and have a donkey.
No, then I would have got kicked in the ass.
No, because they wouldn't kick you in the ass, they'd kick the person in the ass.
Or somebody would get their ass kicked.
Your ass would kick somebody in the ass.
Did you say your ass will kick somebody in the ass?
Ass is another word for a donkey, okay? Your donkey's going to kick somebody in the ass. Your donkey's an ass.
Minions and tigers and lilies, oh my.
Well, you have a minion and make your minion do it.
So before we get out of here, after this crazy, wild thing, is there anything that's pissing you off that you would like to talk about?
Nope.
Okay. Once again, before we get out of here, is there anything that you'd like to talk about?
No, I have nothing.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Do you?
I want to talk about...
I don't know.
Something that begins with the letter R.
I have no idea.
R. You don't get it, R?
You know, I'm just sitting here looking at them.
Yeah, they're really going to notice that you're...
okay.
You're sitting here looking at me when they can't see video.
Well, they can obviously get what I mean.
She's giving me like
I got
the weirdest...
quiet and I just looked at him like, yeah, okay. I didn't know we had any pirates in the show, but okay.
She got it. She got the R.
I got it right from the beginning. I was just looking at you like, yeah, okay.
Hey, matey, walk the plank now.
That's exactly what really happened to Mandy. He made Mandy walk the plank.
That would mean that she wasn't afraid of boats.
He made her walk the plank. He's not a nice man.
You know what I'm going to get her for her 30th birthday?
What?
I'm going to get her a little toy boat.
You're a jerk.
And I'm going to say, Rubber Ducky, you're the one.
Would you have to get a rubber ducky for that one?
No, it's going to go.
You're a brat.
I'm just kidding. Here on What the Cup Radio, we like to make fun of each other. And it's all in clean fun because nobody really wants to hurt anybody. No,
we don't like disrespect or put down anybody on the show. You know, I'll joke with my honey, or I'll joke with Mandy. I'll pick on Mandy a little, playing around. She could joke around. She picks on us. You know what I'm saying? It's all in fun.
Yeah, everybody plays the game of freeze tag.
I know he was going to do before he did it.
And that was called a boob job. Ow! And that was the nutcracker.
That's right. He knows not to mess with me.
Boob job, meet nutcracker. Do you have any questions?
No, brother.
That is your brain when you're horny. Any questions?
There you go. That was a perfect slogan for that. This is a nutcracker. This is a boob job. This is what you do when you're horny. Any questions?
Yeah, they're wondering why we're not off the air yet. That's the question. They're like, "Boo, you suck. Get off the air."
No, they don't.
Nah. All right, before we get out of here, let's talk about Mr. Hernandez.
What about Mr. Hernandez? You're looking at me.
Because
I refuse to answer that topic. I am not getting involved in that topic. Do I have a friend that happens to like that team? No.
Come on, they got Tim Tebow to save the day.
Ew, Tim Tebow couldn't save his own ass.
He might make a good tight end. Wah, wah, wah.
What, is he getting it up to tight end?
No.
He might like getting it up to tight end.
No, Tim Tebow is an awesome...
I know he is.
He was an awesome college football player. However, this is the NFL.
And what happened to him when he got in the NFL?
He sucks.
Exactly.
Maybe
he was good in college.
I'm glad he's...
Football?
I'm glad he's not going to be the quarterback. Because, Brady's defense, if they ever tried to bench him, he's going to be like, well, what am I going to do? Punt the ball to him from the sidelines?
No, his defense is going to be, do you really want Tim Tebow taking my place? Really?
Let me remind you of when I punted the ball to him. He sucked so bad.
He's so stupid he can't even catch a ball.
Oh, stop it.
He looks at it and goes, gee, what's that pretty thing? Like, no, it's all in fun, Tim. I'm sorry. I'm just playing with you, Tim Tebow. As much as I'm joking around as I'm picking out of
I have nothing.
All in fun.
I have nothing against Tim Tebow. The problem I have is I don't care for his fans that don't believe in the team, don't believe in the NFL. The only thing that they care about is Tim Tebow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole team is Tim Tebow.
Exactly.
Whatever team he's on, let's just rename the team to Tim Tebow.
Exactly. I have nothing against Tim Tebow either. But like I said, we like to poke fun at things just in fun. And, well, he was one thing where I was just poking fun at just in fun.
Yeah, I'm sure these people know that. There's no reason to apologize, even if you...
Well, you still never know.
Even if you do apologize...
You might get a pissed-off Jets fan that liked him when he was on the Jets, or you may get a pissed-off fan that...
What, a Denver Bronco fan? Yeah. Well, he won a playoff game. Manning hasn't won one with the Broncos. I've heard it.
I'm not picking on the Broncos. I'm not getting into that subject. I refuse to.
Hey, but...
I know I'm not a Broncos fan. I am, and always have been, and always will be, a teal lover. I bleed teal, and that's how it goes, but...
You know what?
Don't talk crap about
You know what? We may not win that many games, but at least next year we can look forward to going into swimming pools.
Yeah, okay. That's crazy.
Hey, let's all chill out in the cabana.
I don't think it's going to be for the...
It is. It's a swimming pool. They're actually putting swimming pools in there, and it is for the fans. It is not for the players.
Really?
Yes, they're going to have swimming
Why
pools.
Why would they have swimming pools for the fans?
Because they need a shade machine, to be honest with you. It gets so hot.
But there's 1,000 fans, and you're going to allow 1,000-something dirty, nasty people to go into that pool?
Correction, there's 60,000 fans.
It doesn't matter, but still, however many fans there are, you really want all them people in and out of the pool and bringing in their dirt and their grime and their this.
I didn't put a pool there.
And their who's pissing in the pool? Kids shit their diaper, and there's now shit in the pool.
Okay.
Not to be disgusting, but it happens.
But I didn't.
Baby throws up in the pool.
But I didn't put the pool there.
I'm saying towards them, you know.
But if I go out there, I'm jumping in the pool. I don't care.
I'm sure you and everybody else.
I'm gonna do a cannonball.
It's so hot. I'm sure you would.
All right. On that note, we're gonna end the show. We could have did another topic. I just didn't feel like it.
I'm getting a little tired. I think I need to go to bed. So God bless and have a good night.
Please feel free to join us. As far as we know, right now, still we have our Burgundy. At least one of the members coming live Sunday. That's what I believe. If it's not live, it will be, via, phone or whatever. But be sure to tune in. And Monday we have this great lady. She does something to do with kitchen products and bathroom products and
stuff like that.
And stuff like that. It might be more adult orientation, but regardless. And be sure to catch us next week and whatnot. And we're just grateful for our audience and the people that support us and everything. And stop waving me around and say get over with the show, because I feel like giving support the credit where it's due.
I'm just messing with them. I'm just having fun with them. I got to do this to bother them.
So everybody, thank you for supporting. Thank you for donating. If you haven't donated, like the show, feel free to on TillTimeRadio.com. We have not changed the domain as of yet. We will in the future, and we greatly appreciate it. You know, don't let the man take away your mature radio.
Exactly.
You have yourself a wonderful evening. On behalf of the Cuff Radio.
That's us.
Staff. See ya.
What the cuff?
Wouldn't want to be ya. Good night, everyone.